I chose this particular photo, the Bielski partisans. They're survivors who lived in the Bielski partisan unit in what is now Belarus during the war years, because of their unique approach to both partisan warfare and rescue. Tuvia Bielski and his three brothers lived in a part of Belarus, what would have been Belarusia in those days. They were millers and grocers in the local community. But in the fall of 1941, the family goes into a ghetto, and in an action in December of 1941, most of their family members are killed. And at this point, Tuvia and his three brothers escape into the woods, and they want to form a partisan unit. And a lot of Jews who escape ghettos and capture from German forces tried to put together partisan units. Some of them joined the Soviet partisans, but this could be very dangerous because they could face betrayal or they could face death at the hands of their Soviet comrades in arms. And so many Jewish partisans made their own partisan bands. And the Bielski partisans begin roughly winter of 1942 to harass the Germans and their collaborators in that part of the German-occupied Soviet Union. But Tuvia has another idea. He thinks their primary aim is not just to fight the Germans in paramilitary actions, but to actually rescue Jews who are out in the forests of Belarusia. And most partisans wouldn't take a woman or someone without a gun or an old man. But Tuvia convinces his brothers that this is more important than their paramilitary operations, to form a kind of family camp or family unit. So while active partisans were fighting against the Germans and their allies, the Bielskis actually form a sort of family camp. There's a grocer, there's teachers for the children, there's a makeshift temple to pray in, there's a bakery, there's even a jail and a tribunal. So they set up a little city unto themselves. And in the summer of 1944, Soviet forces overwhelmed this area and pushed the Germans out. And the Bielskis survive. You see a photograph of some of the survivors here. And miraculously, they've saved 1,236 Jews. And 70% of those survivors are people over the age of 65, women and children.